Got another 4 bananas here. Beautiful, these are so good. So we have a situation here. I need your help. I don't ask for help much, but if someone dies at my festival here in Chiang Mai, Thailand, the festival is on, but it's not on. We're here in Chiang Mai. There's a whole bunch of us here, and a lot of people did write me and say, "Hey Harley, you know, I understand why you cancelled the event, but I've taken time off work. I was really hoping to see you. Could we organise something else?" You know, and I'm like, thinking of doing it somewhere else, and it's like, okay, let's just do it back in Chiang Mai, Thailand, where I've always held my event, and I've hand-picked this place, and every single person in the vegan community who's here today in Chiang Mai is here because of taking action on my recommendations. So Chiang Mai is my turf, if I want to say it like that. But being on my turf, what is the risk involved in coming to Chiang Mai at the time I'm here? The risks are, you could die. You could die. You could crack your head open on the concrete. You could crash your bike. A car could lose control. That's happened last year. Kieran, I was riding with Kieran, and he got ran over by a car. Literally got ran over. A car lost control in the wet. Boom, crashed him, hit him. Luckily he was okay. Just a bit broken up. Bike was snapped in half. And Sean from 1 Minute a Day generously donated his trek. So. And I was just thinking, when that happened, I was just thinking, fuck man, like just crazy shit's going down, you know. And even last year, you know, we had that 16-year-old girl who came to me crying and freaking out. Oh my god, I've got this, like, you know, this creeper guy chasing me, and I should have gone straight to the police. You know, I made a mistake of taking it on action myself. But here's the thing, the police wouldn't have done anything, because in Thailand the age of consent is 16. So, you know, what do you do? What do you do in the situation? In Australia, I call the police and say, hey, I've got a 16-year-old girl who's at my event, and there's a 40-year-old 120-kilo creeper giving her attention unsolicited and she doesn't want it, the cops are going to turn up straight away. They're going to go, okay, boom, we'll send we'll send some officers out there to help you out. In Thailand, they're going to go, how old is she? 16? Not break a law, my friend. So, what do you do in that situation? What do you do? What do you do? What would you do if that's your little sister, 16-year-old in Thailand, getting creeped on by some guy she didn't want to talk to, and he kept sending her emails after she's told him to fuck off? What would you do? I don't know, what would you do? And so anyway, so you can get the police involved. Well, if the cops don't do nothing, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Get a barrister? Like, get a lawyer? Like, do you know how long that takes to get action going on that stuff? It takes years, man. Meanwhile, potential crimes have been committed. Potentially people have been raped or molested or creeped out and had a bad experience at your event. What do you do? What do you do? And that is why I think the event eventually, I'll start to make it a paid retreat style, because then you can, you know, you can have a small group and you can have security and people can just get, you know, more policing there. But what do you do? But anyway, so someone dies this year. I mean, I cancelled the event because it was getting too big, it was getting too chaotic. I felt like I didn't have the control that I needed to make the event safe. Safety is #1, because every time someone broke a collarbone last year, or had to get teeth surgery because they cracked some teeth, or someone got their leg ripped open from that gash from that young lady back in, was that 2015, she sliced her leg right open and the skin just pulled back and exposed all the muscle, tissue and fascia, and it was horrific, you know, and that put a lot of people off. So what do I do? Is this my responsibility? You know, I put it on myself that it is my responsibility to do my best to warn people of the risks involved. And there was 2 guys who turned up this year uninvited, and maybe there's a couple more who are coming uninvited, and I've told them explicitly, guys, please go, don't turn up. I can't be responsible for anyone, you know, physically doing something to you or whatever. That's not my responsibility. And the other day I saw one of them riding up Doy's step with no helmet, and just the day before, a car lost control, span across the road, narrowly missing other road users. So people can say, oh, I was only got up the hill, I wasn't racing down the hill. It's like, there's cars losing control all the time. Motorbikes losing control, your bike can lose control, your steerer could snap. Someone did your steerer bolts up too tight and your steerer fails. Someone sabotages your bike, or who knows what happens, or your bike just fails on its own. So things can happen in Thailand. You know, it's a mysterious world here. It's a great place to be. But I was talking to a couple of crew yesterday, and I said, you know, like, the reason why I react like I react, because I feel responsible. And I understand a lot of people in their 20s, they've never had a long-term relationship. They've never ran events. They've never put on an event for 4 years straight. International, hundreds of people coming and going. you know, 10, 12 hours a day. Doing right, help me. Oh my God, this guy's doing this, this girl's doing this. Someone's going to commit suicide. Someone's in hospital. Someone's having heat stroke. Someone's in diabetic coma potentially. Doing right, help us out. They've never had that. And so until they've had that in their life, I can't really critique those kids out there, you know, who are inexperienced. I can't get frustrated at them, really, can I? Because they don't know my reality. And I get that more and more and more. Call it maturing, call it being daddy, whatever you want to call it. I get that more and more, that the age gap between me, it's not even the age gap, it's the experience gap. Because I know plenty of people my age who have no experience. They go to school, they go to college, they get a 9 to 5 job, they have 3 or 4 weeks of holiday a year, and their experience is just like working at a 9 to 5 job. They don't have no experience about social media or managing people who have mental health issues, or managing people who want to stab someone in the neck or bash someone because they try to hit on their girlfriend, or they're just a fuckboy, or they got someone pregnant. And that happened at in my community. Someone got a few people have been gotten pregnant, and I'm not going to mention any names. I shouldn't even mention that topic. But what do you do in that situation? Someone gets pregnant from a fuckboy, has to have an abortion, and has an emotional breakdown afterwards. At my event, you know, in my community. Is that my responsibility? I would say it is my responsibility, because I don't screen people enough. And can I even do that? Is that realistic for me to say every motherfucker has to have a vasectomy before they come to my event? Like, am I being grandiose here? Have I just lost the plot, thinking that a free event can grow bigger and bigger and bigger and have no issues at all? Is that grandiose delusion? Is that a schizophrenic, bipolar delusion? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. You know, maybe I live in a utopic world where I just think that everyone can just get on all the time. And maybe you have differences, but they're nothing too serious. You know, maybe you have arguments over, oh, this pad thai restaurant's better than that pad thai restaurant, or compact cranks, no, this one's better. Shimano versus Campec. I wish that were the only debates we had. You know, I wish they were the only debates. SRAM, stages versus cork, you know, or SRM or whatever. I wish they were the only debates we had. But unfortunately, this is the real world. This is, people are crazy, man, and we're all crazy at some degree. So, what's my responsibility? Where, you know, again, I'm asking thousands of people right now. Thousands of people, a couple of thousand people watch this video. You know, so that's thousands of different opinions. Maybe 20 people will comment, or 50 people might comment on this video. It is your responsibility, Harley. You damn right it's your fucking responsibility. You're putting the event on, you create it, you're the founder, it's your responsibility. Legally, professionally, ethically, morally, it's your responsibility. Some people say, hey man, it's free, like people come at their own risk. So you got total different answers. What do I do? Who do I ask? Who's been in my situation? All I can do end of the day is just follow my heart, wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm not a politically correct person. I do make mistakes. I'm willing to apologise anytime I do make a mistake. And I've made my apologies online on YouTube. You've seen me cry, you've seen me get angry, you've seen me do things I do regret. I'm a human. I'm not perfect, but I put it all out there for the world to see. I don't try and pretend to be fake, or always happy, or always whatever. I just put it out there. And I get critiqued for it, I get sued for it, I was going to prison for it. That's just who I am, that's just me. Is it wrong? Is it right? Or is it just how it is?